So August and September have gone past in a flash. So quickly in fact, Joshino forgot to do an August episode. Americans saw their presidential candidates clash for the first time face to face, and will be forced once again to pick between a turd sandwich and a giant douche. But today I'm here to talk about the happenings, updates and drama in that one-of-a-kind MMO FPS, Planetside 2. So buckle up for September/August screen wipe. August was the month of massive destruction, with moving the iron cannons to the public test server to try them out for the first time, once and for all putting the massive cannon in the tech plant's model to good use. Then later that month we were also able to try the devastating orbital strikes that call forth an ethereal pillar of light that can destroy anything caught below. However, a hilarious side effect was vehicles and infantry on the outskirts of the kill zone being blasted high into the air, and riding the destructive wave can be like a sport. We finally got the new player buffs, with new players being given attachments for default guns, red dot sights and fully certed suit slot and utility slots. Buffs to the default semi-automatic snipers and a scope on vehicles. The game's biggest problem has always been its player retention, and in my opinion this was one step in the right direction, even if they gave no cert refunds to those that had already had the items, leaving quite a few pissed off at the grind they had climbed over. The power knives also got a buff to make them less frustrating, and the knifers rejoiced, if only a little bit. Delrith from the Angry Joe Show called out RadarX, the current community manager for Planetside 2 and H1Z1, for being biased against them during the Domination series SOE ran a few years ago. Yes, this drama is rather old. He basically accused RadarX for allowing a team that in his eyes cheated to win. The base was that they basically ghost capped bases that were high value, and basically complained about seeding for the match, that their team was bad compared to all the other teams because of the players they were given, and also that Angry Joe himself wasn't able to play, and just generally the poor running of the events. RadarX himself responded, stating that Angry Joe was a paid content creator for SOE, that they couldn't let him play. RadarX admitted to the shows being a bit of a shambles and that there were lots of technical issues, but suggested he never had personal beef with Delrith, but from account issues didn't believe their live play was, to quote, above board, but that he couldn't remember anything about them apart from playing the game a lot early on. Obviously it's RadarX's word versus his, and this is a load of drama, so take that into account, but some of Delrith's old outfit members said that in the events, Delrith had asked outfit mates to let him kill them on their alt accounts for points to add to their score in the event, which is now a bannable offence. Either way, the drama is ancient, but if you want to have an interesting read, the whole thread will be linked below, and you can get angry one way or the other. Hightastic on Reddit used their creative juices, well plastic ones, to 3D print a tank mine from the game to real life, with a small version as a concept, then blowing it up to be closer to real sight. No, not blown up like that. Well, actually yes, they did have a compartment inside the explosive charges that blew the mine up in real life, as well as blowing it up to be larger. Basically it was pretty epic. The community has been out crying about several players they are certain are cheating, from United Kingdom Special Forces on TR Miller, who even put their gameplay on YouTube, which is now deleted, to other fishy players seemingly hacky with impunity from a banhammer. Unfortunately, DBG themselves have not come forward with a plan or response to these hackers not being taken out. Perhaps this is just part of the shoestring budget the game tightropes on, and without a funded GM, something they would rather not talk about. Either way, it seems such a common thread in Reddit, and something ought to be really done. Whether it be a community devs, a funded dev, or something else, it just hasn't been addressed very well yet. I would like to add though that in my playtime I've only come across a handful of people who are 100% hacking, so it isn't likely to ruin your game unless you're extremely lucky and come across one of them. Vengeance D hit 100,000 kills with their T9 Carve, the default TR light machine gun, with a kill per minute average of 1.32, which means they spent roughly 1,260 minutes getting this achievement. Also, almost 4 million shots were sprayed over the course of this challenge, and yeah, there's lots of big numbers here. A Harry Potter Planetside 2 crossover made it to the front page of Reddit, and I'd like to read you an excerpt. Her name is Amber Franklin, now retired new conglomerate combat engineer, is a mundane witch about to return to civilian life. She suffered an injury that neither nanites nor revival technology could fix, that rendered her unable to have children. Skipping a little ahead here, a bright flash of light covered the room, temporarily blinding her. When Amber regained her vision, her hearing was invaded by what sounded like a baby crying. It was a baby boy wrapped in a blanket with jet black hair and a fresh lightning bolt shaped scar on his head. Amber noticed a letter in the baby's hand which stated the child's name was Harry James Potter, and the letter explained the parents died protecting him from a dark lord named Voldemort. Okay, so I did edit that a bit, but well, it's an interesting crossover to say the least. Rel has officially moved into the DBG offices and is a part of the daily team as a developer. Previously he worked remotely, which came with frustrations of unable to communicate in real time. And Rel has also started to post his tweaks on Reddit and Twitter, and the first of which were making squad spawns on Valkyrie's default, rebalancing Zoe, buffing the phase shift and trap, and also fixing the Phoenix flight path. All good stuff in my opinion. Ichnum Biolab lost their iconic shielded dome on the test server to be replaced with a flat raised structure that players can build on, and an underground warren of a base with a point to fight over. Also 2 external points outside the base were the first in the game to be able to be captured by vehicles. The majority of feedback has been positive, with the Biolabs being such choke points in the live servers, but there are still some hardcore fans of the old Biolab design. PS4 players have been reporting mass crashes, with the latest post showing the exact moments pilots crash as they become still and lifeless in the air. Unfortunately, this is something else the developers haven't directly addressed, but hopefully we can get a fix soon for these crashes, as PS4 players seem to be very restless. Anyway, that was August/September. A couple of months of creativity, drama, big explosions, and hackers. Let's just hope in the coming month we have a lot more creativity and explosions, and less of the other two. All links to articles and discussions will be in the description below, so be sure to click if you want to learn more or see art in its full glory, then click those links below. Just make sure to expand the description if you can't see them right away. And anyway, be sure to subscribe not to miss the next month's episode, and which will be on the 1st of November, I hope. And if you thought this video was explosive, give it a like, and if you thought it was a hack, give it a dislike. Thank you all very much for watching. Until next time, Joshino.